It's good, folkers. Snap Turtle on his way home from work. Got an early day today.
Next left.
Early day. We had to cut out early. It's decision time, y'all. It's decision time. Because we don't have that much time. All right? It's time to make a decision. It's time to decide who we're going to roll with. Okay? And if we're going to roll with the Warriors
about 8/10 of a mile to
or the Sucker MCs.
Street.
Because I got to tell you, I'm disappointed in a lot of the people I know. You know, it's like they don't see the forest for the trees, man. And, you know, I had to decide that I got to get away from that. Because if you allow yourself to be weighed down by useless people, it's no good for you. It's no good. You do not need useless people in your life. And when I talk about warriors, I'm talking about men and women who are ready to get down and get dirty.
Right turn.
Who are willing to survive.
Street.
Who can give up some of that technology to live off the land, okay? To know the land. To fight in the land if they have to. It's time to make that decision. You have to be willing to get away from that 5G transmitter. Okay? Because by the time that comes around, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. And we got to be ready to deal with that, to deal with the 5G transmitter. All right? Now, they tell you that this 5G is going to be transmitted from space. Okay? They're going to have some 5G satellites in space. Do you know how much power it takes to transmit 5G from space? First of all, those 5G millimeter waves that they're going to be pushing out have a very short range, 300 to 400 feet at best. And they have to use thousands of microcells to push it that far. But they telling you that the 5G is going to be in space on a satellite. You would need a battery the size of a school and a solar field array the size of 20 football fields to power that shit. And you would need stations in the atmosphere to pick it up and bounce it down. Do not believe that space bullshit when it comes to 5G. You know what a 5G transmitter is going to be? About 30 feet off the ground. Every 200 or so feet. So if it comes a time that we get tired of being zapped by this bullshit, you know, ready access. That's all I'm gonna say. Ready access. You got to be able to disable the weapons. That's all I'm gonna say. Disable those weapons.
Proceed on I-1.
You got to have the balls to do it though, and you got to rally the people. You got to rally enough people to say no to this bullshit. We have to get. It's time to end the bullshit.
Slow traffic.
It's time to make people recognize that, look, when you go to a cell phone provider's website, it tells you, it gives you a cancer warning that tells you that cell phone transmissions are harmful to your health. In so many words.
Continue on.
They have
110.
They have done studies, okay, that show that this shit is harmful. Just regular 900 hertz, you know what I'm saying? 9 gigahertz 9 gigahertz. You know what I'm saying? Cell phones operate at 1.9. So it's time to get our hands dirty. It's time. It's about that time, man. And what I mean by that is, let me ask y'all something. Do you know where your nearest groundwater source is? Do you know where you can go hunt for some food? Do you know where your nearest wooded area is? Do you have a Thomas guide? A manual one, not a digital Thomas guide. One in your hand that you can open up and close and keep with you. Do you have a Thomas guide with routes planned out to get out of the city if some shit happens? Do you have a go bag? Am I back? I don't know. Did anyone get notifications? If you did or did not get notifications, you can come watch this video later. Let me know in the inbox, in the comment section, when this video's over. Do you have a go bag, a bug out pack, with enough food, water, and medical supplies to last your entire family 3 or 4 days? Do you have just water stored up somewhere in case you gotta dig in and wait for some shit to pass? Do you have emergency toilets? Do you have a way to start a fire to cook food and to keep warm? Do you have wood? Do you have a fire pit? Even if you live in an urban area, you can buy a fire pit that's safe and it'll keep you warm. Do you have that? Do you have blankets? Do you have a generator, a solar generator? Do you have a fuel generator? What you got? I ain't even getting to the warrior shit yet. Where the warriors at? Are y'all telling y'all folkers about this? Because, listen, if you want it, the least you can do is tell the people that you love and that are close to you that they need to be on it too. And you tell them over and over, you give them chances. And then at some point, you just have to give up and move on and take care of you and yours. I talk about this all the time. I'm gonna beat this drum. I'm gonna beat this drum. I'm gonna beat it every day. You know, I was a tow truck driver, okay? And part of my job was to change tires, change batteries and shit like that. Do you know how many grown-ass men didn't know how to change a tire when I pulled up? Grown-ass men didn't want to get their hands dirty. You know, how many of y'all can carry a 50-pound pack on your back and walk
Slow traffic.
10 to 15 miles at a time? Warrior shit. Who can do that? Wearing 2 pairs of socks so you don't get so your feet don't get fucked up, so you don't get jungle rot in your feet. Who can do that? Who can walk a steep incline with the pack on? Who practices that shit? Who fasts so they're not hungry all fucking day and tripping? Who goes to the range? Who practices dry fire drills? Who has that ammo stored up? These are all important things. Who got ammo? Who's willing to sacrifice a little bit of the comfort to train up? These are questions you need to ask of those people that call themselves your friend. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I still got work I need to do. I still got prepping I need to do. I still got training I need to do. And I've been doing that. You know, with work, it's kind of hard. You know, but I do the work so that I can save up money so I can do what the hell I need to do to get out of California. Because that's my next big move. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to get out of the city you live in because you know once conditions break down, it's going to be super dangerous? And if you have to stay, are you willing to defend what you got? This ain't a game, man. It's real shit. What brings this urgency to me? Well,
Continue on I-110.
now they're talking
north.
about Iran is hiding chemical weapons, right? What they say about Iraq. What did they need? What needed to happen to encourage the people to allow Bush to send troops to Iraq? What needed to happen? You tell me. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm sure most of us do not want Trump sending our troops to yet another country to liberate people. We don't want that, right? And what did he say? He said he was going to mind his own business. He said, but what are we doing now? Y'all okay with that? I imagine most people aren't. Because we're spread so thin, our troops are spread so thin, that they're going to have to start the draft going again.
Continue on I-110 north.
And if your children are of conscription age, and they need to send them, hey, listen, it's gonna be a cold game. If that shit ever crack, it's a cold game. Happened in Vietnam. It happened for the Vietnam War. Look how many people died in the Vietnam War. What's been going on for the last 15 years, okay, in the Middle East, is 30 times worse than the Vietnam War. You're talking about an enemy that you are fighting that conventional war does not work against. This is why we're in the mire we're in now. And you know it's because we don't want the majority to fuck things up for the minority. This is why all this is happening. This is why our Congress people and our senators can make decisions like this. What do you need to start a war? You don't need the constituents. You don't need the population to start a war. You need Congress and the Senate. Congress gets behind it, boom. Who put them motherfucking congressmen in there? Who put them in there? We did. War is big money. Huge money. Halliburton. Blackwater. Big money. You talking about private forces that made 3 or 4 or 5 times what I did when I was in doing over there. Let me tell y'all something, man. War is big business. Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay? You know what that was about? That was about proxy war. Okay? Proxy war was big business in that video game. That's what we got going on now. Okay? Proxy war. That's what's going on in Syria and other countries like that. But what happens when the proxy war, that don't work no more? No one's gaining any ground with that proxy war. You got Russia fighting a proxy war with the United States in Syria and other parts of the Middle East. So, and then you have reports of Russian outposts being bombed by the United States over there. Right? Oops, our mistake. Listen. Agenda 2030. Some real shit. Agenda 2030 is all about world identification, world travel. Okay, it sounds beautiful, right? We can go to any country in the world and be okay. We're all citizens of the world, right? Except, who's running that one world? Population. Who's running that shit? Who's controlling that shit? How do we make this possible? How do we make it possible that government, you need one world bank? And this is the move they on. Because guess what? Iran, they ain't on that shit. They don't want no one world bank in they shit. They don't want the American dollar. They don't want to fuck with that shit. What happens every time a leader of a country don't want to fuck with the American dollar no more? Ask Gaddafi. Ask Saddam. Ask Hugo Chavez. What had happened? Listen, you get in the way of that one world bank shit, off with your head. And this is very relevant to us here back at home. Very relevant. Because we can't keep doing the shit we doing all over the world forever and not have something go down. Okay? So this is what we got. All right? The people of this country is at war right now. Okay? War is being waged on us from many fronts.
On the right.
And we have no allies. Because everyone hates our government. You think they're gonna have mercy on us? When they come over here, invade our country and start doing shit? Nah. They ain't gonna be able to do it. Nope. You wish. They're gonna line us up. Listen, man. I would love to be all positive roses and roses and blueberries and shit, but that's not the shit I'm on. All right. I can bless you, God bless you all, but God ain't gonna do shit for us if we don't do shit for ourselves. We can't allow several things. We cannot allow 5G to proliferate. All right? We cannot allow 5G to proliferate. We cannot allow ourselves, our troops, to invade Venezuela. We cannot allow our troops to invade Iran. Okay? We can't do it.
Turn at the end of the road.
We can't allow YGIG into our homes. We can't allow these doctors to inject our children with these vaccines. We can't. You're shooting yourself in the foot when you allow this shit. We can't allow our children to go to the brainwashing facilities that they call school. Okay? We can't allow it no more. We cannot allow this shit. You know? Form homeschooling co-ops. It's legal. Okay? It's legal in many states. You just got to go with the regulations. And California is very liberal, the homeschooling situation. As long as you're with the homeschooling program, like my kids are in,
2 miles to South Van Ness Avenue.
we control the curriculum. The schools, the district doesn't control our kids' curriculum. Not many states have it like that, but some do. There are certain things you got to do. You got to teach your kids how to use their hands. You got to teach them how to fight. You got to teach them how to wield a knife. You got to teach them how to whittle tools out of wood. You got to teach them how to use tools. All right? You got to teach them how to hunt. You got to teach them how to gather vegetables and fruit. You got to take them out in the wilderness, man. Spend a weekend in your area, wherever you got somewhere to camp. Pay for that bullshit permit. We shouldn't need the permit to go out and camp in the forest. That's bullshit. But guess what? That's what we got to do in California. We want to go out into the most beautiful country. We got to have a permit. You know, take them out. Raise some warriors. Raise your kids to question and discern. Because we need little warriors coming up. I'm telling y'all, man. This shit is not, it's not gonna be, nigga, they made a robot a citizen.
Proceed about 2 miles to
The robot
South Van Ness
was
Avenue.
fresh off the assembly line. And they made that motherfucker a citizen. Okay? How long did it take for them to make slaves citizens? Huh? 200 years, something like that? 200 years, and they still don't consider us? Listen, man. Transhumanism. These are all things that are coming down the pipe. We can't allow this shit. We can stop it. We can stop consuming. We can stop going to work. We can stop sending our kids to school. We can live on our rural land. We can grow our own shit. We can raise our own animals. But we only have a certain window. Because at some point, they won't need us anymore. Humans, like they do now. I know it sounds all bleak and all that, but that's just reality. This is what I'm seeing. I can't close my eyes to this shit. I can't pull the wool over my own eyes after I've already seen this shit for the last few years. I've been seeing a lot of shit. And what leaders we got? What leaders we got? We ain't got no leaders. You know what our leaders are doing? Huh? They're getting caught with conscious strippers. Okay? They're dancing with trannies in Hollywood. They're inciting beef like Don King in the conscious community. This is what we got. This is what we got. Fuck that. I don't need them. Okay? And I don't want to be anyone's leader myself. But I'm trying to tell y'all something. I'm trying to tell y'all. We got to get our collective shit together. Look around you. Look at the shit that's going on in the world right now. We're about to start eating biotech food next year. Next year, they're going to proliferate lab-grown foods. and they are giving surgeries and they're giving transplants with organs that they are growing in a lab. So pretty soon, once they perfect that shit, they won't need to organ harvest. They won't need to organ harvest our children that's coming up missing. What's up with that? What are we doing about all these missing children that come up missing every year? What are we questioning? Why aren't we demanding to see the video from the area that our children are being kidnapped? We got cameras that see everything else. If I got out and took a piss on the sidewalk right now, I get caught on video. Discernment. You know, and we got to be willing. Not all of us, but those of us that are willing to put the message out there, that are willing to get on YouTube Live and say the things I'm saying. We need more of us out here doing this shit. If you feel it and you know it and your mind is open to it and your eyes open to it, we need you to speak up. Need you to speak up. Not all of us. Some of us need to be a little bit more on the low, start making moves. Some of y'all need to start making moves on the low. Start making moves. There are a lot of cheap land in the South available for sale. And you know what? There are a lot of black folks in Georgia that are moving out of Atlanta, right? Because they're gentrifying Atlanta right now. They're moving out of Atlanta and they're going to the rural areas, okay? And they only come back to Atlanta, to the city, to get the little shit they need.
Proceed about
Otherwise, they're good.
of a mile to West Vernon Avenue.
Black folks. I'm telling y'all, black folks are owning land everywhere in the South. I don't know if I told y'all about this, but go to African Black American Outdoorsman group on Facebook.
They
might have an IG book or IG page. Go there.
Avenue.
Go to the Black Preppers. There are thousands of like-minded people out there that own what we own. Build a relationship. Go visit. A lot of these people have farmland. They have land they can hunt on. People have to pay them leases to hunt on their land. There are ways to do this, and they are doing it. They are warriors. You know what I'm saying? They get down and dirty too. I'd be jealous. I'd be jealous. So go there. We're out there. We're out there. We need to get our shit together. You know what I'm saying? Who can gut a fish? Can you gut a fish and clean it and fillet it? Do you know what type of fish needs what type of cut? What about a deer? You know how to clean a deer? You know what glands not to cut on to not ruin your meat? Do you know what type of berries you can pick and eat on without getting poisoned? Do you know how to avoid poison ivy and other poisonous plants out there? Do you know what to wear out there? Out there in the woods, roughing it. Do you know what chiggers are? Do you know what brown recluses are? Do you know how to avoid them? These are things you need to know.
Right, and then right turn at the end of the road.
Telling you, get caught with your pants down. That's your ass.
Proceed about 4/10 of
For
a
real.
mile to Southwestern Avenue.
For real, that's your ass. Get caught with your pants down. Shit. I mean, I feel it's shameful shit, man, that we have to think about this. We built this society. We built this civilization. We built America. We built this shit.
In a quarter of a mile,
And they reap the reward.
onto Southwestern Avenue.
And they make us put the weapons in place. These pilots that spray the air, Do you think that they know that they're doing something nefarious? Or are they being told that what they're doing right now is good for the planet? Don't worry. The shit you're spraying out there is going to reflect all the harmful UV rays that are coming down on the earth. Keep spraying that shit. Don't worry
Next
about it. Don't
right,
ask
and
questions.
then
Do your fucking
left
job.
turn.
Then we got warriors up there? Hell no. Some motherfucking sheep. I'm getting tired of sheep. So this is what we have here, people. This is what we got, folkers. This is what we got. You know, I look around. You know what? And one thing you need to do, you know any veterans? You need to snatch them up and get them in your circle, okay? Now, I'm not talking about just military veterans. I'm talking about street veterans, too. They're just as valuable. If you can open the mind of a street veteran, if you can open the mind of a military veteran, the possibilities are great. Okay? And if you got some sense yourself, these are the people you need to align with. Okay? And if people are aware and awoke, and all they want to do is spit poetry, all right, and give lectures. That's all they want to do. They want to sit on live for 4 or 5 hours a day, talking about dumb shit, like the ISIS papers. It's not dumb shit, but what are the ISIS papers going to do to help us right now? Or the Dogon, or what is that going to do for us? What is that? Oh, was Egypt, were the pyramids built by aliens? Fuck. Who cares? Numerology, all that shit. What is your numerology doing to help us right now? Is your numerology going to tell us where to find some water to build a well? To dig down and build a well for? Is numerology going to help get some ammo and store that shit? Are we going to be able to put our shit in the numerology safe? Listen, all that's fun, right? So it's fun. I watch these YouTube videos where people are taking the deaths of these celebrities and they're doing numerology and all this other shit, and they're telling us things that, okay, that's fun and cute, but what else you got?
In a quarter
What
of
else
a
you got?
mile, your destination is ahead.
Man, this shit's crazy, man. Shit's crazy. People look up. Look up. What do you see? Brother Derek told me that they were spraying chemtrails in the sky, and it was overcast, but there was no rain. So now they're trying to dry out Philly as well. Is that what's happening? Man, I'm telling y'all, man. It's a slow kill. It's a slow kill. Slow kill. So look, I just want us.
You have arrived at your destination.
I want a future for my children. I want a future for your children, where they can enjoy this earth. They don't want us to enjoy the earth. They want us to be stacked and packed in these mega cities, right? They want us to ride bullet trains to wherever we want to go, and self-driving cars that'll drive us off a fucking cliff if we fall asleep. This is what they want for us. We can't go for that shit. No, we can't. So listen. Find some like-minded people. And it might not be people you know already. Okay? It might not be people in your area or in your family. Find some like-minded people. And figure out how you guys can pull your money together and get some land or something. in the South, and maybe some parts of the Midwest. Or go to that group, Black American Outdoorsmen. Talk to some of these people. Get to know them. Find out who has land, who has farmland, who's doing all that. And be prepared to defend ourselves against any enemy, foreign or domestic. Gotta do it. Time isn't coming. It's around the corner. It's not that hard, man. Get your income tax checks. Put that aside. It's cheap to buy this land, okay? Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia. Don't go to Florida. Do not do that. Maybe West Virginia. States like that. Some parts of the Midwest, Arkansas, Kansas, wherever. 95% of the United States is open space, rural space, unoccupied. Okay, not all of it is fertile, right? But a good lot of it is. Just think about that. We got some time. Not too much. We got some time, though. But I'm going to be honest with you. The more of us that speak on this shit, right? One or two things are going to happen. The more people speak on this and bring awareness to the people, right? Odds are one or two things are going to happen. Either they're going to stop if we make enough noise and we say hell no to that 5G. We say hell no to those vaccines. We say hell no to Agenda 21. We say hell no to that bullet train. All right? We say hell no to the fucking spraying, because now they're talking about, they put out some shit talking about, oh, if we start spraying nanoparticulates in the atmosphere, sulfur-laced nanoparticulates, we can cool the earth. That's what they're saying. But they've been doing that for decades. So when they bring that shit up, we say hell no. And if we still see those fucking trails in the sky, we gotta make some changes. We gotta get some people the fuck out of here. We gotta get our money out of these banks. Okay? We gotta stop feeding the machine. We gotta stop feeding the machine. Put my shit in reverse. You gotta stop feeding the machine, man. Gotta stop it. Machine ain't working without us. You know what happened? Let me tell you about one of these leaders that we have. Okay? One of our leaders, right? One of our so-called leaders put together a 1 million man march. Okay? Collected $99 from the people that wanted to attend. Okay? Had vendors there to sell shit to people. Okay? And then they sat out in front of a building that had no people there because it was a 3-day weekend and people were off. And then talk about shit. What happened to that money? Do you know how much power we have and how much we can do with that kind of power? You know what he demonstrated when he did that? You know what he demonstrated? He demonstrated that he can make us do what the fuck he wants us to do. He can talk those sweet fucking nothings in our ear. He can sell us a dream, okay? And he can have us come out in force and manipulate us and have us doing whatever he wants us to do. And guess what? You know what else happened, right? How many of these people were clumped in one place? If I were that type of man, like say an Attila or Genghis Khan, and I was able to get my control opposition to bring and clump together over 1 million people into one spot twice. What I'm gonna do when that motherfucker does that a third time? A third time. That's why I don't go to demonstrations and rallies and shit. Think people. Think folkers. That's all I want y'all to do. That's all I want y'all to do. What happened to that money? That demonstration wasn't for us. Nope. He was doing his job. So, if there's a third Million Man March, I suggest y'all don't show up. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Don't show up. Don't show up to that shit. Ladies, you gotta do what's interested in you. Make sure he's a fucking warrior. Okay? Ask him if he knows how to change a tire. Change some brakes. Change the oil. Does he know how to use a gun? Does he train in some type of hand-to-hand combat? What does he do with his time? What does he do with his time? Very important. You women have the power. Everything that men do right now, everything men have done for the last 1,000, 2,000 years was for women. So that they can have their fill of the women. You don't know how much power y'all got. Much power. Okay? So yeah. Help us build warriors, ladies. In yourselves and in the men that you deal with. Anyway. Let me get back at y'all. Get off this live and go in the house. And surprise my woman. Because I'm home early. Alright? Peace. Oh, you know what? Like the video, share the video, subscribe, whatever. Do what you guys, or you don't have to, whatever. It is what it is. Okay? I'm not here to, I'm here to bring awareness to some real shit. That's all I'm here for. Okay? Let's get this word out there. Peace.